Thursday, and I'm here. It says on my sheet day 19, but it's kind of day 23. I had a couple days off there because I was sick. So we're just going to say it's day 19. Hope that works for you. Of the plant party for the month of January, which I am doing in celebration of my birthday month, which is coming up in less than a week. I also have a surprise coming up on my birthday for you, so stay tuned for that day because I have something special to help you celebrate with me. I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, so my name is Hilary.Hraefn.Porter. I am an integrative healer and an ascension guide and mentor, and I help you as you're crossing that threshold into the inner truth of your divinity. So into that space where you feel fully connected to what makes you nourished, happy, what your soul purpose is on this planet, in this life, how things in your life are aligned with you or possibly misaligned, and how to get back on track. Because when you are aligned with your purpose, you can then show up better for other people, more connected with other people. And we know how this feels. We know how if we wake up and we're like, ugh, I don't want to go do what I'm doing today. Maybe it's a job you've been in forever or a relationship that does not serve you, or in whatever level, romantic, friendship, maybe there's a situation that you're involved in and you're like, this doesn't feel right to me. Then that adds this level of anxiety in the background to you, but then comes out in your interactions with other people. And it's not that you blame these other people, but it comes out. I see it as a level of resentment that comes out in these dissonance, in these interactions that can come about, right? You know, when you're stressed and you're just like more inward, that kind of thing. So how I do that by drawing upon multiple wisdoms and modalities that I have within my toolkit, everything from herbs to plant spirit medicine, to acupuncture, to esoteric medicines. I'm looking currently, can I show you? I want to give you a little sneak peek. I made a whole bunch of essences under the full blood moon. They are powerful. We put them together yesterday. But can you see that? Look at all of those. 29 to be exact. I will be releasing them slowly. Some of them are going to be within my treatments, but I am also going to be releasing some special ones for you. So stay tuned for that coming up. Last night we did one, Homage Taji, which is the heart level chakra for the Tamiana crystal healing. It's a connection to the Pleiades, but we tried that one last night and it was like, let's just say I couldn't stop Care Bear staring. I was like, so everything was just flowing out, and the three of us, it was intense. We all had these different interactions. It was eyes. There was a lot to do with the eyes and seeing, and that's what Rose does. That's what the heart chakra does. It allows us to see to different levels. Anyways, I could go off about that. I go off about that a lot, apparently. So, yeah. So that's what we're doing. But that is why we're dealing with the plants. That's why the plants came into party, as I have a very big connection with them and seeing into these other worlds and using them and gaining their wisdom and their knowledge on how to move forward in certain situations and to unlocking our cells to express themselves and to release the things that are clogging them, that are creating the barriers within them that don't allow us to actually move forth in the way that we need to. So today, I think I say this almost every time, but this one I love. Actually, quite a few of them have said that. I do love all of them, but some of them I definitely have used more and had more of a relationship with, and this is one of them. So this is Althaea officinalis, which is marshmallow. So marshmallows originally were made from traditional style marshmallow, actually the plant. The leaves are soft. They've got these beautiful big flowers, multiple colors. And they're amazing. So we use the leaf and the root, different things. So you may have heard me talk about them before. I had talked, I think when I was talking about Simisifuga or Black Cohosh. But, so marshmallow allows us to be grounded. It's this plant, so I often do it as caps for people if they're having digestive, so physiologically on the physical plane, if they have digestive problems, and it helps soften that. It helps that inflammation. So if you have a lot of irritation, a lot of inflammation, a lot of burning, a lot of stuff happening within your digestive tract, it just calms that down. And it's quite salty in flavor. It's very mineral rich. And so this saltiness is all about like drawing it in and draining it down. It also, where was that? Yes. So salt breaks up hard tissues. So it breaks up those things and allows them to dissolve. So often, yes, they give them caps. And also, so when you put it in water, so drinking the water, it is so cooling in the summer. You want a delicious drink. You do this sit. So you'd pour hot water over the marshmallow and then let it sit and cool down, sometimes an 8-hour infusion. And it just ends up being like the water is soft, it's smooth, it feels, let's just say like flannel, but in your mouth, but not in the bad way. Now I think about that. But like when you lay in flannel with your body and you're just like, oh my goodness, that feels so good. That's kind of how marshmallow is. I tend to add a little bit of cinnamon because it can be quite cooling in the summer. It's great. But marshmallow, I also use it as tincture for energetics. But what? It is grounding. But we have these plants that ground us out, but then you can feel kind of stuck. So it's like when we put up those barriers in our auric field and it doesn't let anything in and out, and it's very like impermeable. So marshmallow allows this grounding that isn't stuck. So you'll be like, yes, I need to be rooted, I need to be with the earth, but then then you create that imbalance and you're too much of that. And you have no more forward motion, which sometimes is good to chill out, but when it becomes excessive, then you become stagnant. So marshmallow allows that grounding. So root goes down through your feet, and it allows you to connect into the collective consciousness through the earth, the matrix through the earth. So if you think of like mycelium mushrooms, and they create this mycelium pathway under the earth, all these little like networks crawling around. Well, we're all connected that way through the earth, through our feet. What we're putting down is what we're coming back in from other people. We can put down and actually send what is not feeling right within us or that we're trying to translate, that we're trying to transform. We can send it down through our feet into the earth, into the core. Ask Mother Earth, say, hey, please, can you help me transmute this? Can you help me shift this? She will take it, she will transmute it, she will change it, and then you can draw power back up to you, changed, and no longer influenced by what you'd sent down. She clears it, kind of like Yamaya, like what the ocean does for us as well. So marshmallow root allows that connection down and to the matrix, to the collective consciousness. It helps connect us to everybody else that's out there and to the core of the earth, all based on intention. But if you're not putting in pure intention to go down to the earth to get the clearance, it's going to just connect in. But you can still move. You can still move forward even though you have that grounding. So you're not rooted. I always get the picture of Ents, you know, like the trees on, how am I forgetting? Lord of the Rings. There we go. The trees, right? That's kind of how I picture it. So they have these root systems that can go down like their feet, but they can still move and they don't get stuck. Marshmallow root. Now, marshmallow leaf. So marshmallow leaf is more for the lungs and the urinary tract. And then they say the root is more for the digestion. And then there are some people that use them interchangeably, but they say often plants have an affinity for a different organ system. I found, so the roots for the feet going down, and I often use it for the digestive system, but the leaves are the hands. The hands. So even if you picture the plant, the leaves are like their arms, right? Their hands that are up. So the hands, when you put your hands down, it allows that connection down, down, down. So it's still drawing the power down, still drawing the energy down from the hands, but it's like when you're an energy worker, you often have very powerful hands and you get this light glowing. For myself, I get this like white light glow. Sometimes it's a butter yellow, but that intensifies. Marshmallow leaf intensifies that. But it allows that connection down, so your whole body is being connected down. Because too, when you're grounding out through your feet, it's coming down this way, and it doesn't necessarily come up your arms and then down. So this allows that full connection, standing tall and just grounded out. And again, gaining power from the earth. So if you're an energy worker, it's another way to gain the power in there. Right? Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. So because she is so soothing, so we're talking the energetics, physically, the lungs. So you got the smoker's cough, you've got that burning cough, you've got that itchy throat. She smooths, she coats, she soothes, all of that. Also for that personality. So if we think about this and we take that onto the personality side, somebody who has that hard edge and is very like firm in their ways, nope, this is how it is, boom, 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 hard edge, firm opinions, no shifting, no softening to them. Marshmallow. Softening. Softens the edges. I use her often as well to soften the edges as you are stepping over with a formula. You have a tincture formula, you're doing drop dosing, energetic dosing, and it's helping you peel back the layers, but possibly often it's going into a space that's a bit uncomfortable, because that's how we go into that brave space where we can grow, and it's usually a bit uncomfortable instead of staying at the safe space. So they allow you to take some of your safe space with you into the brave space. Softens the edges, but still allows these things to transpire, but maybe they're not so sharp. Allows them to be a little bit more digestible, per se. Which is interesting, because she does help your digestion by soothing the inflammation. But she's not a plant that you take around supplements or other food or anything like that, because she does coat. And so that does prevent the ingestion, or not the ingestion, you're already ingesting it, the assimilation of the nutrients and the product that you have ingested, right? Because she's coating your digestive system, so the same passageway cannot happen. But on the other hand, she's good so that let's say you've eaten something. Like, I love spicy, but I can't really eat it because it's spicy and my body's like, no, 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 thank you. But if I really want it, or if it's in higher doses than I'd expected, I'll drink a glass of marshmallow root or take a cap of marshmallow root, and it helps coat and kind of soften it. Or if you are not necessarily celiac, but if you have like a sensitivity to a food, especially gluten is the one that I was thinking of, then you can, if you're like, oh, I didn't realize there was gluten in there, and then you take some marshmallow and it helps coat and soothe and prevent as much from being absorbed within your system. Much success with that. Yeah, so that's Marshmallow. I'm just thinking if there's anything else I wanted to touch base on with her. I love her so much. She helped me through many, many years of digestive. I still have some. It's a long road, but by working with the plants, I was able to go from, and looking within and seeing, because there's a lot of things that aren't just physiological, that often comes from our mental, emotional state, past trauma, past histories. It tends to show up in our body because it's easier for us to compartmentalize. It's in our body. I understand that my body's misbehaving. I'll throw this at it, this at it, this at it. It's just my body. But then the second we look at the underneath stuff, it's like, oh, this is a little more vulnerable. I'm not sure if I want to go there. But by going there, you're able to clear the physiological stuff. So for many years, I was only able to eat a certain number of things. And by looking at my diet and the nutrition I was putting in me and removing the things that are causing aggravation, even though I loved them. Chocolate, anyone? Oh my God, I used to eat so much chocolate. I still love it, but I realized it was causing so much aggravation, so I took that out. I took out other things like the peppers, the spicy things, even oranges. Took out all these things, eggs, and it was challenging. But by doing so and doing the background work, my list of what I can eat now is, I love food. I love food. But I had to change my relationship with how I viewed food, myself, and my physical presence. And Marshmallow was one of those ones that was years probably with her, at least a year and a half. And it's worth it. Because if you think about the span of your life, you don't have to suffer like this. You don't have to go through these things and let them keep going. You are the one in control of this, but it takes work, and it does take a bit of dedication. But if you think about the span of your life, let's say the average life is 88 years, for some reason came up, but like, let's say we're in our 80s, and let's say you are in your 30s right now. To take 3 to 5 years, maybe 2 years, everybody's different, depends on how long you've been having concerns, but let's say 2 to 5 years of that time period. So let's say you're 35, and from 35 to 40, you do this beautiful regime, and you look at it as, I love my body, I'm doing this for my body and myself and my life. That's 5 years versus continuing on the way you are going now from 35 to 88, which is 53 years. 2 to 5 years versus 53 years. And never feeling full and whole and loving and healthy, and not never, but you know what I mean. Like, you just feel off all the time, and there's these things that you can't participate in versus 3 to 5 years. Oh, give me 3 to 5 years any day. And it's possible. And proof. Okay, so that's Marshmallow. I looked at my sheets and I thought I had notes for tomorrow, but you know what? I have no idea who's coming in tomorrow. So it's going to be a surprise for both of us. I have a list, don't worry. I'll make sure it's good. Also, you can come on over to the Integrated Spirit if you'd like. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about manifestation. Then not just like, oh yeah, you think about it, it comes to you. No. Here are some things that you can do to help that manifestation come to life even more potently for you. So that's the Integrated Spirit tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We get together every Friday in the Integrated Spirit and talk about different things. So that's tomorrow. And then I will be on here again as well, talking about another plant for you. Okay. So much love and stardust. I will speak with you soon. You have yourself an excellent Thursday. I'm off to do the rest of my day now.